The third Kazekage, being a human puppet, was built to retain the chakra the body once had when it was alive, allowing the third to use his special iron sand techniques. Sasori unleashes the third's iron sand drizzle, which Chiyo blocks using the mother and father puppet's chakra shield that she had installed. While the father puppet used the chakra shield to block the iron sand, the mother puppet simply pushed Sakura out of the way. However, the iron sand creeps into the father puppet's joints, rendering it useless. Since there is only one puppet left, Sasori tells Chiyo that she can either defend herself or Sakura, but not both. He then executes the technique again, and Chiyo uses the mother's chakra shield to save Sakura, and she manages to save herself by using the chakra shield she installed in her right arm, which is revealed to be a prosthetic puppet arm. Sasori is surprised that she rigged her own body, and claims that all great puppet masters must think alike. Chiyo then realizes that the reason Sasori retains his youthful look is because he too must have rigged his own body. Chiyo remembers back to when Sasori's parents were killed by the White Fang of Konoha, leaving her to raise Sasori herself. Deciding to pass down the puppet technique to Sasori, she recalls when he managed to recreate his parents through puppets, in order to feel the parental love he never got. In the present, Sasori forms the iron sand into high-density shapes. Having no more puppets left, Chiyo is left to fend for herself as she tells Sakura to flee while she still can. Sakura, however, offers herself as a puppet for Chiyo to use. Despite the fact that Chiyo now only has one arm left to use her chakra threads, she is still able to help move Sakura out of the way of the iron sand, in order for Sakura to use her chakra-enhanced strength, in an attempt to take down Sasori. Sasori has formed the iron sand into a giant pyramid and rectangular prism, which he uses it to attack Sakura. Recalling her training with Tsunade, in which the Slug Princess taught her to evade an enemy's attacks and read their movements, Sakura is able to anticipate Sasori's movements, impressing Chiyo, and the former uses her chakra-enhanced strength to punch and kick the pyramid and rectangular prism around the cave. This causes the entire roof of the hideout to collapse. Impressed by Sakura's strength and realizing she could continue to repel his attacks, Sasori decides to expend more of the third Kazekage puppet's chakra by creating more iron sand, which he manipulates into a gigantic sphere of branching spikes. Sakura finds herself unable to block or evade the attack, and is helpless as the attack rains down on her. Although she manages to avoid severe physical injury, it turns out Sasori had infused the iron sand with his special brand of poison, and that the iron sand's branches manage to cut Sakura, and she collapses due to the poison. Sasori states that while Sakura would die in 3 days if left alone, he would rather finish her off right now. Revealing a blade hidden within the third Kazekage puppet, he sends it towards Sakura to personally finish her off, only for Sakura to leap up and destroy the entire puppet in a single punch. Outside the cave, Team Guy continues to fight their clones, though to no avail. All of them notice the rumbling around them, and Neji notifies them that the hideout is collapsing. Lee praises Sakura's ability to hold her own. Elsewhere, Kakashi notices the sound of the cave-in, but is out of range of everyone else and continues to follow Naruto, who is pursuing Deidara. Sakura manages to destroy the third Kazekage puppet using her chakra-enhanced strength. She then uses the strength to lift a boulder off of Chiyo's remaining arm, and uses her medical ninja expertise to heal the damage. Sasori wonders how Sakura is able to move, and remembers when he left Kankuro alive to die from the poison. He wonders whether anybody from the Sand Village could have analyzed the poison and made an antidote, but claims that not even Chiyo would have been able to do it. However, upon watching Sakura heal Chiyo, he remembers that she is from Konoha, a nation led by the world's most renowned medic ninja, Tsunade. Realizing she cooked the antidote and not wanting to risk losing any more human puppets, Sasori disrobes and reveals the secret to his eternal youth, that he himself is a puppet. Having equipped himself with various weapons along with his special brand of poison, he launches his attack against Sakura and Chiyo. Outside, Naruto is still angrily chasing Deidara. Deidara believes that Sasori will berate him from dragging the situation out, and needing to get rid of Kakashi, he forms crickets out of his explosive clay to kill Kakashi. He manages to separate Kakashi and Naruto, but Kakashi creates a shadow clone that bears the brunt of the detonation caused by the crickets. Deidara believes Kakashi to be dead and halts his flight, ready to engage Naruto, only for Kakashi to show up. Deidara flees once more, but before Naruto can continue his pursuit, Kakashi stops him. He tells Naruto that he is a close combat fighter while Deidara is a long-range fighter. To top it off, Deidara infiltrated the sand and took out Gaara all on his own. Kakashi tells Naruto that the only way he could beat Deidara is if he had a long-range fighting specialist on his team, long-range ninjutsu, or the intelligence of someone like Shikamaru. As Kakashi fits under all 3 categories, Kakashi devises a strategy for the duo to defeat Deidara together. As they resume tailing Deidara, the latter spots Kakashi in tow, preparing and closing his Sharingan. Sakura and Chiyo continue their battle with Sasori, who is using flamethrowers on the rocks the pair are hiding behind. Chiyo attempts to attack Sasori using the head of the third Kazekage puppet, but Sasori incinerates it. Sasori switches tactics and uses his water stream shooters to destroy the rocks and the surrounding environment. Using the poison stinger attached to the coiled rope from his puppet body, Sasori attempts to stab them, but Sakura, who is still under the effects of the antidote, grabs the poisoned coiled rope and uses her strength to pull it. Sasori deems the action useless and charges at Chiyo, spinning the propeller blades attached to his body at a high speed. Before he can decimate Chiyo, Sakura manages to pull all of the rope, halting his attack and sending him flying towards her. Using her chakra-enhanced strength, she is able to shatter the puppet, sending his core of living flesh out of the body. Sakura believes the battle to be won and runs towards Chiyo, but the core reinserts itself into Sasori's puppet body, which is then reassembled. Seeing this, Chiyo uses the white secret technique, the Chikamatsu collection of 10 puppets, summoning the 10 puppets created by the first puppet master, Monzaemon Chikamatsu. Chiyo refers to the technique as her trump card, as it takes veritable skill controlling 10 puppets at once, and only uses the technique in a life-or-death situation. Sasori commends the move, expecting no less from his esteemed grandmother. However, he counters with his red secret technique, performance of 100 puppets, summoning 100 puppets. Sakura uses her strength to fight Sasori's puppets and Chiyo does the same with the help of her 10 puppets, showcasing that quality exceeds quantity, as Chiyo's 10 puppets are far stronger than Sasori's 100. Chiyo and Sakura seem to trap and defeat Sasori using sealing technique, lion closing roar, but, under the cover of battle, Sasori secretly transfers the only living part of his body, his core, into another puppet. Sakura once more believes the battle to be won and runs towards Chiyo, this time to heal the latter with the antidote, as she had been struck with poison during the blade. Sasori rushes towards Chiyo with a poison-tipped sword, intent on killing his grandmother, but Sakura uses herself as a shield and is stabbed in her torso. Sakura is unable to heal her wounds as the sword in her torso is laced with poison, shutting her system down. Although she has been poisoned as well, albeit at a lesser degree, Chiyo uses the antidote on Sakura, causing the latter to regain her strength. Revealing another blade hidden in the joint of his puppet, Sasori detaches himself from the sword and takes a leap backwards, prompting to rush forward to finish off Sakura. Chiyo manages to block his move by stabbing him through his core, using the father and mother puppets. With Sasori immobilized, Chiyo revives the nearly dead Sakura using her reincarnation ninjutsu. Chiyo explains that the technique takes the user's life force and transfers it to another, reanimating them at the cost of the user's own life. However, because Sakura was not dead yet, Chiyo does not die from using the technique. Sasori wonders why Chiyo and Sakura would give their lives for one another, stating that he has no regard for human life himself, having claimed the lives of thousands of people. Chiyo places the blame of his mentality on the upbringing of those raised in the Sand Village, where shinobi are taught to only focus on themselves and not anybody else. At full strength once more, Sakura punches Sasori, but he tells her that he cannot feel pain, as he is a puppet, and wonders why Sakura and Chiyo tend to do pointless things. However, he decides to do something pointless as well, and as a reward for defeating them, he reveals that he had a meeting with one of his spies, who works for Orochimaru, next week at the Tenchi Bridge in the Grass Village. He tells Sakura that he doesn't think he will make it to their rendezvous, but dies before finishing his sentence. Meanwhile, Naruto and Kakashi continue pursuing Deidara. Naruto asks whether Kakashi has prepared his long-range technique yet, and Kakashi reveals that he obtained his Mangekyo Sharingan.